According to research done for Thames Water, there could be almost 600,000 illegal migrants in London alone. 600,000. That's twice the number of houses you want to build in a year. 600,000. Is that figure correct, do you think?
Well, we think the data that sits behind that figure is not in date. It's not up to date. We sort of question the accuracy of that data.
Oh, so what is the right number, do you think?
But I think I haven't got a number to hand for you this morning.
No,
I think
do you know the number? I mean,
absolutely.
Do you have a number of the number of illegal migrants in London or the country?
I don't have it for you this morning, but in general terms, we know that migration is one of many factors that contributes to housing demand and housing need across the country. I think the important thing for your listeners to be assured is we are taking concerted action to remove from the country people that don't have a right to be here. And we've removed over 16,000 in our period in office so far. That is a good record, which we will build on. We, of course, have to reduce both legal migration levels. We've been very clear about that. Take robust action to remove those who shouldn't have a right to be here. But I'm not going to fool your listeners into thinking that migration generally is not one of many factors that plays out in housing demand and housing need across the country.
But that's the point, isn't it? That you're the housing minister. You've got to work out how many houses to have.
And we've got a very clear target on how many houses we need to build.
Do you know how many illegal migrants there are who might want houses?
Well, and this comes back to a sort of quite complex point. Illegal migrants are not buying new build houses outright. They're very strict.
But they're living somewhere. They're living in
houses.
There is
pressure, particularly in the private rented sector. There's access to eligibility for social housing is quite strictly controlled.
No, the point is, though, that you have to work out how many houses we need in this country. In order to do that, you need to work out how many people there are in this country. And what it sounds like is you don't know the number of illegal migrants there are in this country. Is that right?
No, what I'm saying to you is we think the specific figure you've put to me this morning is out of date.
But what is the right figure?
Well, the Home Office has estimates about the number of migrants here and are taking steps to remove them, as I said.
But should you not know, if you're the housing minister, I'm asking the question, you might say this is not relevant, but if you have to work out how many houses there are in the whole of the country that we need.
But we're not planning, not planning to build houses for illegal migrants. We're taking steps to ensure illegal migrants.
I understand that, but if illegal migrants are renting properties, other people who want to rent properties need housing. So the total number of people requiring housing in this country is a relatively important factor, isn't it?
And we are taking steps to remove people who don't have a right to be here, and by that, in one way, reducing pressure on housing demand in parts of the country where it is acute, particularly, as I've said, in the private rented sector in lots of our cities. But we're not going to plan for the houses for people that shouldn't be here. We're going to take steps to remove those people, as we have been doing in our period in office.